Did you eat that? Jetty, did you eat the pork? If you didn't eat that, you would be looking that up right now, but you look very guilty.
Hey guys, today's video is sponsored by Catamaran Supply.
So Catamaran Supply is an online shop for all your catamaran, sailing, really boating needs. You guys will see some of what they carry in this video, so just stay tuned. Check them out in the link in the description.
Enjoy the video.
Florida, it feels so good to be in the warm weather and the sun, and just amazing. We can't wait to get on the water and do some sailing down here. Yeah, we're launching right now. Here, we're in Stewart, and we're at this ramp right here, right across from downtown Stewart, basically. And Sierra's taking the lines off the boat, and we're getting ready to launch. But before we do that real quick, I wanted to go over a few things with the boat and trailer. We are pretty close to real time in our videos right now, and a lot of you guys had a lot of like recommendations and stuff on our trailer. I just want to kind of address some of those. So the first thing was the mast being too close to the camper, obviously, and most of you guys are right. Like if we did go up a steep incline, the mast could have hit the camper, but it's easy enough just to slide the mast back a bit, and that's what we did. I mean, perfect right now how it is. And it sticks out a little bit further, but we are still inside the total length of 65 feet that's road legal on the highway. And we do have a red flag back there. You can't see it from this thing. Oh, you can kind of see it. We do have a red flag on that mast back there to warn anyone, you know, any truckers or anything like that. And you are supposed to have a light if you're driving at night with that kind of overhang, but for the daytime, the red flag is perfect. A lot of you guys recommended to try to get a hitch extension to move the trailer back a bit, especially so that we don't have to do that extra step of detaching the forestay and moving it back and then reattaching it before we launch. I do have a hitch extension. You can see it's 12 inches, but 12 inches is the longest hitch extension that we could go before we start losing the rated capacity for the tongue weight of the trailer. Any longer than this and you're getting below 500 pounds tongue weight rated capacity, and that's just too low. 12 inches is good. It's fine. It's good enough. And if we had to, we could actually pull the bowsprit out of that. There's just a little pin in the anchor locker and you can pull the bowsprit out. Another thing about this setup is that Bob at the Multi-Hole Source made this little holder for the mast that goes on the bow rail there. But normally, if you didn't have a setup like this, if you had a normal pickup truck or SUV or something, this opens up, and the pole that we use to raise the mast, call it the gin pole, that sticks into there straight up at an angle that way, like that, and that's what holds the mast instead of that thing. It doesn't work in our situation because our camper is just so tall in the back, but that's how most people with this rig would do that. Let's see, we got all new American standard tires on here, the spare and the 4 tires.
We are officially on our way to Florida. We're only 9 hours away on 95, and all of a sudden, pop!
Pop! We heard a huge pop, and I think it's one of the trailer tires just blew somehow.
It's definitely the trailer tire, I can see it. It's like shredded to pieces.
I don't know what would have done it. I mean, nothing's hot, bearings aren't hot, brakes aren't hot. Right before we left, we made sure everything was at the correct PSI. So we have this one, and it's not the exact same tire, which sucks, but it's the only one that the dealer had to give to us as a spare. Something got all over here. I'm gonna have to clean up the boat.
Now what are you doing?
I am bleeding the brakes. So when that tire blew yesterday, a piece of it, a chunk of it must have hit the brake line, and it just broke the copper brake line right at the fitting, and there wasn't enough copper left to reflare it and reattach it through the compression fitting. So we had to get a whole nother brake line made, just the short length that runs across the trailer. There's a hydraulic shop right here who was awesome. They made it in 5 minutes, and the trailer shop down the road who replaced our tire was awesome as well. So they all had good advice, and I think we're good to go. I just am finishing off bleeding the brakes, and then yeah, good to go.
Are you behaving?
I think that the biggest reason that we had the blowout was that the trailer wasn't level. The front of the trailer was too low. It was putting too much weight on that front axle, and then that, along with us driving down into warmer weather when those original tires were pressurized to their max, and I did that in colder weather in 35 degrees. I think the combination of the heat of the tires increasing and the load on the front axle is what caused them to blow out. So anyway, it all worked out fine. We got new tires. These are going to work much better for us, I think, and we leveled out the whole trailer. In fact, we flipped my drop down, so this was a 4-inch drop, and we flipped it, and it's a 2 1/4-inch rise instead of a 4-inch drop, and that seems to make the whole trailer nice and level. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's much more level rather than before that the trailer was kind of angling down a little bit. We just went on a 30-40 minute drive just now, and that seems to be really, really good. I did make some adjustments with the fenders and stuff like that. Yeah, we should be good now.
So we do thank you guys for all the recommendations. We really appreciate you looking out for us, and I think that we had addressed most of, I mean, basically addressed most of those recommendations, but I didn't go over the trailer in detail before we left, so I could understand why you think we may be missing out on some of those things or not thinking about them. Overall, it towed really nice. It didn't feel like a crazy amount of load on the truck, and yeah, it was smooth on the highway. You just got to remember to keep your turns really wide, signal well ahead of time, and just try to keep as much distance in front of you if you have to brake. But the surge brakes on the trailer held up, and they worked really well. It didn't feel like much of an extra braking load on the truck at all. We're really happy with that. All right, let's get this boat rigged up and on the water. And oh yeah, another thing that you guys were saying, one of our most recent videos in Newport, was like it looks like a pain in the butt to rig the boat, and you would only want to do it once a year. And the way we did it in Newport was kind of a lot in one day. To rig it up, go sailing, and de-rig it all in one day is a lot. That's probably a very uncommon scenario. Maybe some guys do it when they're racing and they just go to a race for a day and then they take it out, but even then they probably leave it in the water overnight and de-rig it the next day. Yeah, that's an uncommon scenario. Most people, it seems like, if they have a spot to leave it for the season, they'll leave it in the water for the season on a dock or on a mooring. Or if they're traveling a lot, yeah, they'll probably put it in for a week and then after that de-rig it and then get back on the road with it, something like that. It is a lot to do all in one day, but it's doable. I mean, it took us just over an hour, and it's getting quicker from there. To have to pay an hour of rigging the boat and get what you get with the boat on the water, it is well worth it. Like, every boat is a sacrifice. There's not a perfect boat, and it just impresses me that they can make this boat foldable and trailerable, but they still get the performance and the sailing ability of the boat on the water. I thought there was going to be way more of a sacrifice on either end of it, but I mean, I've just been impressed. Let's get this boat rigged up. Let's get sailing on the water. We're gonna go up the river. Unfortunately, it's not super clear water up here. It's kind of brown, brackish water because it's coming from Lake Okeechobee, but that's all right. It's still warm and sunny and breezy, so I think we're gonna have a blast.
All right, mast is up. We're not fully rigged yet. We're gonna launch first, then we'll get the boom in and all the lines and the jib sheet, and we'll unfold the floats. You got some fenders for me? Where's the lines from?
I'll pass them to you. These are so cool. are officially on the water. The boat is launched and ready to go. Before we go anywhere, we gotta put a lot of stuff away.
So we're just going through all our safety gear and accessories, and our friends at Catamaran Supply actually sent us a bunch of stuff just to make sure we're fully equipped with all the proper safety gear and the recommended gear that we probably should have on the boat anyway. So we're just going through everything, going through our checklist and making sure we're in compliance with the Coast Guard as well as what we should have anyway, and making sure we find a good home for each piece of gear. So we'll show you some of the stuff that Catamaran Supply sent us.
I think my favorite is our custom impact fenders, which are super cool.
So they're flat foam fenders, and they can actually bend a little bit around the shape of the hull. At least these small ones can. So bend around the corner of the float.
Super easy hook to hook on.
So a little bit different from conventional flat fenders, but they've been working out really, really well as we launched the boat before. We have a emergency radar reflector. This is actually required for the race that I'm gonna be doing coming up.
Electronic LED flare for nighttime use. We also have a flag for daytime use. Super cool. Don't have to worry about expirations and hazardous materials or anything like that.
Some dock lines, which every boat should have a good set of dock lines, so we got a bunch of those. Obviously, our favorite headlamp in the world, our Mantis headlamps. I'll never buy another headlamp again.
Big ol' set of PFDs.
Our noise-making device is an electronic one, so you don't have to worry about those old air horn cans rusting away in your storage compartments. It's so loud.
A boat hook.
Manual hand bilge pump, just in case our electronic bilge pump failed or we have to, God forbid, pump water out of the floats or anything like that.
Catamaran Supply is owned by some of our great friends, but it's also a website where you can go and ask questions and get advice and find pretty much everything you need.
Specifically for catamaran sailors, but not just that, multi-hull sailors and sailors in general. And you can find a lot more like regular boat gear and accessories on there as well.
It's a place where you can learn, it's a place where you can shop.
They put together a bunch of collections, including some of what you see here, which is in their starter kit. And that's a lot of the US Coast Guard required safety gear and a lot of accessories that aren't necessarily US Coast Guard required, but we should have on our boats anyway, such as dock lines or boat hooks. They also have a great blog article that they put together on their website where they curated all the necessary Coast Guard equipment and put it in one spot for us to check out, and that includes a link to the US Coast Guard app that you can download on your iPhone or your Android, and it's just an awesome guide if you need to make sure you have all the proper safety gear on your boat.
Because it's not only important for, yes, worst case scenario, something bad happened, but it's also to make sure you don't get a ticket, because nobody wants to get a fine, and you can get a big fine for not having all of your stuff.
And it is really kind of such a pain to make sure you have all the proper equipment. There's a lot of little stuff, a lot of different pieces of gear, and Catamaran Supply just made it super easy to know what you need and to get it if you need it. Thank you so much to CatamaranSupply.com for sponsoring this video. You can check them out right in the description. And now we gotta find a spot for all this awesome gear. So let's go. Should we start putting it away?
Yeah, we gotta put it away so we can go sailing.
Oh, and then we're going sailing. Our friends are coming sailing. You guys, I don't think they've ever met our friends. You'll meet our friends. They're trawler people. We're gonna try to get them to be sailors though.
They're awesome people, and we're excited to take them out. They have a beautiful, beautiful boat, but we're gonna show them what sailing's about.
All right, let's go. Let's put this stuff away first.
All our dock lines go right here in this cockpit locker, along with like our spinnaker sheets and some random lines. And you guys saw that we have a tow rope. Hint, hint, future video.
All of our fenders and PFDs go in the starboard float. And PFDs right in the center, so they're easy to grab.
I think the radar reflector would be good back in this cubby right here. Maybe we'll move that later on, but there's plenty of storage down there.
These can all probably go by the water heater tank.
Yeah, here's our safe spot for like more like electronic type stuff. So easy access to. So noise making device we'll put over here so it doesn't get hit. Spotlight. Perfect. That'll be good for right now. Probably secure those a bit better later. Put my wallet in there. Citronella candles. Oh.
And this will probably go best on top of all those cubbies.
Okay, yep.
Maybe put this in those cubbies too.
All right, we're all ready to go. We're about to motor out. We're gonna go through one, or a couple bridges, but one opening bridge right over here, and then we're gonna get into the other part of the river where we're gonna pick our friends up. Just gonna see what time they open here. What's the name? What are we naming this boat, you guys? Transformer.
Let's call it 3.
Tula 3?
Trace Tula. Tula Trace.
I like Transformer. Roosevelt Bridge, sailing vessel Transformer.
Roosevelt Bridge, Captain.
Roosevelt Bridge, Transformer. What time is your next opening, please?
2:20.
Roger, coming around the corner now, outbound, eastbound. Be there for the 2:20. Let's release that line
Copy
quick.
that.
All right, made it under the bridge.
Roosevelt Bridge, man.
This is the boat that we saw the other day that sunk. There's a sunken sailboat right here in the slit. With no mast though, that's so weird. Here's our friends.
Hey guys!
So you guys can step on the trampoline, but you just can't jump on it, right?
No, it's very safety.
That's a good warning.
Kids your trampoline, and that's it.
So cool. Whoa, oh my gosh, wait, there's a space down. I didn't realize there was like an actual...
Yeah, that's where we're staying. So
You were saying on this? Yeah, okay.
So
Right next to the other boat, but on this one.
these are our
So
friends.
cool.
You guys want to say hi? This is Penn.
Oh my gosh,
The
it's
kid-
recording.
Hey, where are your port and starboard shoes?
I know, he
grew out of
outgrew them.
Yeah, you're out of
He
it.
needs
And
to grow.
what's your name?
What's your name? Oh my gosh,
This
do
is-
not be shy.
This is Rooney. And this is our friend Brooke and Braden.
Hi.
And they're on the trawler Mermaid Monster right at the end of this dock over here.
Oh,
Or in the
yeah.
middle somewhere.
I know.
After
Down in
this,
here?
you guys are going to sell this boat and get a sailboat.
Yeah, I'd actually think it'd be awesome.
All right, just give me a little push and you guys can hop right on. We go forward off that fender here. There we go. No. What do you guys think? Pretty cool?
You live on there?
Yeah, I can kind of. Let's go on the.
That's where that fuel came from. That's why I'm
Yeah, I was gonna say. Put us to work if you want. Your iPod? I don't have it.
Let me send it to you.
The living space is bigger than I thought it would be, to be honest.
For like a little boat?
Yeah. And the windows are rad.
All right, you guys, get ready. We're gonna get going pretty fast in a minute, all right? Hold on.
Pulls out.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, come up a bit more here, Penn, just so I can see that chart there.
Is that your little room down there?
Yes.
You like it? Is the light on in there? It's like a little clubhouse, huh? With Yoda. What? You're coming out or staying in?
Not all.
This is a kid's room?
Yeah, it's really interesting.
And the adult. What?
You're not allowed to come into your own room.
I can't, why not? It's your room now, huh? You took it over. We're just reaching back and forth in this part of the river here. We just have this big long stretch that we don't have to tack or anything until the very end of the stretch, and it's nice and relaxing with our friends from Mermaid Monster. Are you guys loving it?
It's awesome. Yeah, it's awesome. It's nice to get the speed out of this,
so
huh?
nice, not having to do anything. Just hanging out.
Isn't it so different when you're not?
I feel weird though. I feel like I'm doing something wrong because I'm not.
Because you're enjoying.
Yeah, you guys aren't the captain and crew and on your own boat.
It's so
You're the
pretty
guests.
out here though. It's so beautiful.
Do you like it, Rooney?
Rooney.
What do you think? You gonna trade your boat for this boat? Not quite. Not yet.
I don't know. Penn.
Yeah, Penn's. He set up camp down there.
He loves it. He's having so much fun.
Do you want to do another round?
Up to you guys. If you have any, do you guys want to go back to the dock, or we can do another? I'm just chilling. Whatever.
Yeah, another one.
Yeah, we can do another one. That's
Help you
fine.
guys.
Silence.
Yeah.
The best.
This is my speed. Where is it, Claudio?
It's a good way to do it.
Yes, you need that seat.
There's Mermaid Monster over there, right?
Yes.
Mermaid Monster.
Yes.
All right, should we wake these kids up down here? Whoa. All right, you guys are home.
What are you watching down there? Tula's on the Summer on YouTube?
What are you doing? You love this thing. Yeah. Can you live with them now? You want to live with them?
You guys can move on with us.
You want to move on with them?
You guys can live in this room.
Yeah.
Or the
You wanna live
front.
Down there? They're in the front. You can be right there. That was super funny, guys.
Oh, thanks for coming, you guys.
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you guys.
Can you high five?
You guys did a
Can you
great
high
job.
five?
Oh my gosh! Dude! You're gonna high five my hand off?
All right, we're just heading back. We're gonna go under the Roosevelt Bridge again, pick up the mooring, and sail another day. Thanks so much for coming, you guys. We had so much fun with our friends from Mermaid Monster, and you have fun?
Heck yeah.
Can't wait to see what's next. We'll see you guys next time.